Welcome to Student Engagement in Standards-Based Learning, Section 4.3, Align Activities. In Session 1 of Section 4, Align Activities, we completed a curriculum analysis and learned about the remaining aspects of point, integrate skills, note adaptations, and target connections. In Session 2 of Section 4, Align Activities, we experienced standards-based learning activities aligned to the QFL process skills, induction, analysis, and same, different. In this session, you will continue your exploration of learning activities aligned to the QFL process skills, insight, appraisal, and summary. Please turn to page 161, Align Activities, Session 3, and locate and remove the laminated QFL Process Skills card from your course folder. In Session 3, you will experience learning activities for Level 2 of the QFL Process Skills, Insight, Appraisal, and Summary. Insight involves an aha, or a realization. A connection emerges between the issue at hand and prior experiences. Students recognize overlapping and parallel patterns and can make inferences for next time. These insights vary in complexity from very simple to highly complex. Appraisal requires students to give value to and rate the information at hand. Appraisal involves weighing options, prioritizing, and choosing the most important or best way to proceed. Summary involves searching for the main idea or main point and formulating a concise and succinct form of the information. Summary requires students to focus thoughts and condense information in a clear and concise manner. Remember, as we have discussed, these QFL process skills transfer across disciplines, and you will find them embedded in your state content standards. The Level 2 QFL process skills tend to be the ones that students struggle with the most. Summarizing and supporting opinions with examples are skills with which students need the most practice. We also want our students to be able to identify the QFL process skills they use, and we want the type of thinking used to become automatic. Then the transfer of skills will be easier across disciplines, during testing, and in the real world. First, we will do an anchor activity aligned to the QFL process skill appraisal. Please turn to page 163, Anchor Activity, Rate the Level of Risk. Words can carry a charge for students and cause a different reaction based on the experiences and prior knowledge of our students. ELL students face the task of understanding the innuendos and double meanings of words on a daily basis. Let's examine the reaction you have to certain words. Read each of the words in the table on page 163 and decide what each word means to you without explanation or definition. Then rate the level of risk by placing a check mark in the appropriate column based on the scale. Always equals risk is always there for me with this word. Sometimes risk is sometimes there for me with this word. Never equals risk is never there for me with this word. Please turn to page 164, Rate the Level of Risk discussion. Read the sentences shown in the table in which each of the words you rated are used in context. Would you change your risk rating based on the context of the word in the sentence? What insights do you have after doing this activity? Please go to Canvas, Modules, Section 4.3, Rate the Level of Risk discussion area to reflect on this activity. What realizations did you have as you discussed the level of risk based on the context of the word? Did many of your risk ratings change because you had a different context for the word when you did your first rating? Did you realize the importance of putting words in context for your ELL students? Does the learning activity align to and support the standard through consistent language or representative tasks? Consistent language is evident because the standard refers to determining the meaning of words with multiple meanings, and the activity was about the meaning of words in context. Representative tasks may not be tightly aligned because the standard asks for analysis and the activity is appraisal. However, analysis is necessary in order to appraise. So there is merit in using the task of appraisal to meet the level of analysis in the standard. Remember, however, that the learning activity is considered to be aligned as long as you can identify consistent language or representative tasks. What ideas do you have for using an activity like rate the level of risk in your classroom? Do you think this is a good activity to use with students to discuss multiple meanings and connotative meanings of words? Is this a good activity to use when talking about slang or regional words used in novels? Could you use this activity in your social studies class when you talk about religions of the world and see what the reaction is to certain religious terms? Remember, notice that this anchor activity is aligned to the QFL process skill appraisal because of the rating involved in the activity. Whenever you ask students to rank or rate something using a Likert scale, you are fostering the QFL process skill appraisal. What target connections can you make for this activity? Please locate page 166, Learning Activities, where you will see the directions and the page numbers listed for each learning activity. You will locate the pages indicated for the learning activity you are doing. For example, learning activity number 1, character inference, is found on pages 167 through 172. We will then take time to do the point debrief, which is located on the same page as the standards block at the end of each learning activity. For example, the point debrief and standards block for learning activity number 1, character inference, is found on page 172. Use the laminated QFL process skills card and the 21st century skills card from your course folder as resources for the point debrief. As part of the point debrief, you will be asked to target connections to the classroom by brainstorming ways you can use the activity or the QFL process skill in your classroom. After we complete 3 activities, we will stop and do an energizer. Then you will finish the other 3 activities. The rest of this session will be for you to work independently through the material. There will now be narrated PowerPoints on Canvas, Modules, Section 4.3, to walk you through the rest of today's activities. Please be sure to post the activities in the discussion area or submitted assignment area before our next class. Remember, even though these activities are not graded, they must be completed to report your successful completion to your university partner. Immediately after this introduction, you will go to Canvas, Module Section 4.3, Align Activities. Your first video will introduce the topics we will explore today, including a Rate the Level of Risk activity. Your second video explores how we can make character inferences. Your third video helps us discover relationships with various objects. Your fourth video encourages us to investigate rocks with tools you have at home. Your fifth video encourages us to learn more about how candidates are rated. Your sixth video reminds us about ancient Olympic Games where we practice activities. Your seventh video engages us in a reading of a famous story and has us practice summarizing it. Our final video builds connections between what we learned in this course and how we can apply the knowledge to our classrooms tomorrow. Please make sure all activities for Section 4.3 are complete. If you have any questions while you work, please call your instructor or email your instructor. This concludes our section introduction/conference call. Please continue to Module Section 4.3 Align, Learning Activity Number 1.